Boss Movement 08, bring y'all another video. Um, I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I just wanted to uh, post my reaction to the CM Punk podcast with Colt Cabana. Uh, for everybody that watch wrestling, CM Punk, he was a WWE superstar. He was one of the best wrestlers in the WWE at the time that he left. Uh, he left the day after the Royal Rumble. He left, I think, probably an hour or two before Monday Night Raw was about to air. I remember that I think I was on Facebook or it was something, and something popped up that said CM Punk. Uh, he walked out because they say he was there at that Raw, but he left. So I remember that happened, and I was like, I didn't understand why, because me, after he left because that bullshit at the Rumble when King and got him out of here, and I thought I didn't think nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was gonna come back a couple weeks later or whatever, but it's been since January and it's almost December, so he's been going the whole year. Um, everybody, well, not everybody, but like when you watch Raw, mostly Raw, but people be CM Punk. CM Punk is just they still cheering for him. Um, you know, and because people miss him, man. You know what I'm saying, wrestling. You know what I'm saying, but the podcast took place the other day. I think it was on the 26th, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was on 26th. Um, the it was like an hour, almost 2 hour podcast. He was just speaking on what happened. You know, not for his whole career, but from like I say 2011 till 2014. It was pretty much that time period. He just wanted to you know put his point of view out there from from his. I mean, he just spoke what what happened from his point of view, and not from Vince or Triple H or the rest of WWE. He just did it from his point of view. Um, do I believe everything he's saying? Yeah, yeah. I can't believe it. You know what I'm saying, but it's I always say it's two sides to every story. One person say this, one person say that, and the truth is right in the middle. Um, but I think CM Punk is right here. So yeah, he was like you know, first of all, he had a staph infection. I'm just going to just fast forward to that. People could die from that shit. He was wrestling. He was wrestling in the motherfucker. I mean, like he was wrestling like fucked up, and he had it for about 3 months. That was like towards the end of the podcast. But he was saying, Vince and Triple H, they didn't really uh, uh care about his well being and his health. He would get hurt, then they'll call him and say, "Look, you wrestled this week," or he wasn't getting no time off. Um, I remember all of like everything he was saying. I remember the matches that he was talking about, and not so the pay per view matches, but like the Raws or like the Smackdowns or like whatever. I remember everything he was saying. Um, but for us, for the fans, we don't really know what goes on backstage and behind the scenes. It's a lot of politics, and if like you say something bad, um, you know, you get depushed, or it just it's crazy because I kind of believe him with that because say for Dolph Ziggler, he's like one of the best wrestlers they have right now, and he I mean he had a push last year, and then got hurt, and then he got depushed. Like I have it, he hasn't really got that push again. Like he been like in like the mid card scene when we're like where like me personally, I think he should be in like the main event. You know what I'm saying? I mean not necessarily fighting for the titles, but at least be fighting, you know being on like main events of Raw, SmackDown, or whatever. Like he should be higher than what he is. So where Punk was like, um, like if you say something bad, then that's not, they ain't gonna like it, and that's why Punk been, he'll have the conversations with Triple H with Vince backstage, and I'm like, yo, like it was just too much, man, and he got hurt. Uh, he been messed up for a while. He got a lot of injuries. I remember um, when he had the elbow wrapped up. I remember that. I remember when he hurt his leg. Um, I remember he fucked his leg up against Undertaker at Mania. Then he took time off, came back in June against Jericho. Um, I didn't know about the staph infection. That's just fucked up. Ain't nobody should be wrestling or be around people, period, with that shit. So, um, you know, Punk said he was messed up. He had concussions, and man, it was a very good, deep, interview. You know, um, from what he was going through. Like, I mean, like we could get mad and say that, oh man, he ain't wrestling no more, or I'm saying like we was selfish from that point of view, but we wasn't really thinking about what really goes on with their bodies. You know what I'm saying, like people could say wrestling's fake, but like the injuries are real. You know what I'm saying, people don't think like that. You know what I'm saying, that's why wrestlers get time off, or if they get injured, they gotta have surgery. Then they be out for a while. But like with Punk, he will get hurt, then they still want to wrestle. Like I don't understand that. He said he came up with the concept of the Shield, um, and then they tried to uh, take his idea, and what I'm saying, like uh, they said he was they was gonna be his group, but then they tried to give him like the Big Show, Daniel Bryan, and something else. I was just like, yeah, like if I seen that on TV, I'm like, no, that shit ain't gonna work. Like, nah. But the Shield was cool. You know what I'm saying? So if he came up with the idea, thumbs up to him because the Shield, it was good for 2 years. So you know, it was a good group. You know what I'm saying? You know, uh, Punk said that he's happy now. Um, that's what's up. He's married to AJ. I'm happy for him. You know what I'm saying? Wishing him best. Um, he's going in real deep, about the conversations he had with Vince Triple H. And I kind of believe him on that, when it comes to the conversation part. Punk was messed up, but he did take the time off. The only time he took off was at the WrestleMania. No, I think it was after that. He took that 2 months, like 2 3 months off. Before he was hyping him up. Jericho challenged him to a match. He was fucked up for a while. said he hates, well, not hate wrestling, but he probably still have love for it, but I don't think he want to wrestle anymore. You know, that's just, that's just my take on it. I mean, it's a very typical sport. That's why some guys retire early. They do be named up and all that. It's a whole lot to go with it. Question, it's a whole lot. Um, he said Vince Oldham won 2 or 3 times. He There's one point that he made that I kind of agree with him, where he job, well, not job, but he had the title for 434 days. And then The Rock came back. Rock came back. Now, first of all, I re- I re- I, re- I remember this. It was kind of bullshit. So The Rock came back in 2012 after he was out for a while. Um, no, he did the 2 WrestleMania. He did Survivor Series 2011. He did WrestleMania in 2012. He won that. Came back in summertime. He challenged for the title at the Royal Rumble. And I'm like, how you get a title shot 6 months in advance? I remember I was pissed about that. I'm like, how you get a title shot 6 months? So, so like Punk was the champion. Um, I forget what match it was. No, it was CM Punk and John Cena, I believe. Then the Big Show came out. The Big Show started beating up John Cena. So when the rock music hit, CM Punk slid like in the cut, and the Rock started beating up Big Show. And then he's going for people's elbow, and then Punk turned heel. But it was like a slow heel turn. Like people didn't. I mean, he wasn't heel yet, but it was a heel turn. Um, and he clotheslined shit out the Rock, and he got him with the GTS. So now, he was heel. He had a 6 month title. I don't know how they did that shit, but Rock got his title shot. It was an okay match. CM Punk lost the match to the Rock, and then he got the title shot at No Way Out. No, Elimination Chamber, I think. He lost that, and then he had to fight the Undertaker. So there was one part timer, well, one time part time, whatever you want to call the Rock, and then you got to fight another part timer in the Undertaker. He only wrestles at WrestleMania. He lost that one. Then later on, Brock Lesnar. So he fought 3 part timers. He lost to them all. So he actually was like, I'm trying to think of the word, but he actually did them a favor. He actually did Rock a favor, Undertaker a favor, and Brock Lesnar a favor, because like he didn't have to do that, but he did it. And you know, CM Punk, he was saying that, how y'all got me losing to these guys, and like the next night they not there, but I'm there. And he was just like, I'm the one that's full time, and I'm being hurt and all this, and they'll come in for like one match and they win, then they just be gone for 4 or 5 months. And I understood him with that one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I remember the whole 2013 for Punk. Like after he lost the title, man, it was just like, it was just bad, yo. Like, I mean, he had a good 2011, good 2012, but that 2013, like his last full year, it was just bad, to me. Um, the interview was good. It's on YouTube. Um, you know, check it out. It's like 2 hours. Um, it was man, it was pretty much straightforward. He said right back, he kicked him real hard. Messed his ribs up, and man, it's a whole lot. Man, it's a whole lot on that joint. So you know, like me personally, I do miss Punk. I do miss seeing Punk. Um, I miss his theme music. I miss his entrance. I miss his matches. But that's just a selfish side for a wrestling fan. But when I hear that side of it, it's like, oh, all right, okay, I understand why he did it. You know what I'm saying it's a lot of BS that he had to go through, and he was hurt, man, and he was sick. You know what I'm saying? He throwing up all the time, and he's shitting on it. He's shitting on himself because he's taking antibiotics and all this other shit. Um, but the last point I wanted to say was, excuse me, Punk. You know, he was he left. He was still employed with WWE. They didn't fire him yet. He said he got a text from Triple H talking about like when you want to talk, whatever. But he was still employed. I think he was suspended. He wasn't fired. He was suspended. Uh, and then they fired him on the day of his wedding. And yeah, that was just fucked up. You know, I don't know what they're gonna do with AJ because that's his wife. She's there right now, so I don't know. They probably gonna bury AJ. Um, yeah, I don't think that should be a good situation for them. I don't know how she's still working there, but she's there. Um, as of right now, I think she might be leaving soon though. I think her and Punk wanted to just settle down and you know live their life. And I wish them the best. Um, they haven't replaced Punk on the roster yet. Like I haven't. It was just like once he left, it's just then Daniel Bryan got hurt, so it's like hopefully they get it together. Punk he's on 2K, but it's not this year. Punk is 2011, 2012 Punk, and 2012, 2013 Punk. They don't have the 2014 version of CM Punk because he had to sue, you know, but he's on the game and of course he's getting paid for it. But it was a deep, very good podcast interview, and I hope people check it out. As far as the fans and the people that say he's a quitter or a quieter or whatever, um, yeah, man, I need to just shut up, man. Y'all can't be selfish like that. You know what I'm saying? If like somebody ain't feeling a situation, what you gonna do? You gonna fall back from it. It's like if you, it's like it's like it's like if your girl ain't feeling you no more, she ain't gonna fuck with you no more. You know what I'm saying? It's like Punk wasn't feeling this shit, like so that's why he fell back. And people gotta understand that. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was selfish and I said, damn, why the fuck what's going on? You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't the same. I already knew that shit. Once he lost the title to Rock, he was not the same. CM Punk career was not the same because he was going down instead of going up. And the man is owed a main event, man. He needs a main event WrestleMania. I kind of agree with him with that. Bautista just came back and he was in WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan, that was the first WrestleMania. They should have gave Punk a shot at Mania. Either that 2012 year or the 2013 year. They could have gave Undertaker Punk the main event. I'd have been cool with that. But it is what it is, man. But this is over 20 minutes, man. I gotta cut this short. Cut it real short. But you know, it's a pleasure to listen to. So if you got time, take time out and listen to a word he say, because it's amazing. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's just my reaction to the CM Punk podcast. It's on YouTube, so check it out. All right, so this is Bosman 08, and I'm out. Deuces.